For 18 years, Sarah Mitchell believed her life was steady. Every morning she woke before the sun. She made coffee, prepared breakfast, and watched the quiet city wake up through the apartment window. Their apartment sat on the 28th floor overlooking the skyline. It wasn't just a home. It was a life built piece by piece. Every chair, every picture frame, every small decoration carried a memory. Her husband, Michael Mitchell, was once the center of that life. They met when Sarah was 24. He was charming, ambitious, and full of plans for the future. Back then he used to say things like, "Sarah, we're going to build something beautiful together." And they did. They worked hard. They saved money. They moved into better apartments. They traveled. They laughed. 18 years passed quietly. But sometimes the slowest changes are the most dangerous, because you don't notice them until everything is already broken. Sarah noticed the change long before she understood it. Michael began coming home late. At first she didn't question it. "Work is busy," he said. She believed him. After all, he had always worked hard. But then other things began to change. He stopped asking about her day. He stopped sitting beside her on the couch at night. His phone was always with him. Always locked. Always buzzing. One evening Sarah said softly while they ate dinner, "You seem tired lately." Michael barely looked up. "Work pressure." She nodded quietly. But deep inside, a strange feeling began to grow. Not anger. Not suspicion. Just a quiet uneasiness. Like standing in a room where something feels wrong but you can't explain why. Emily Carter was 19. She had just started university in the city. Everything felt exciting. The tall buildings. The busy streets. The freedom of living alone. She worked part-time at a cafe near the financial district. That's where she met Michael. He came in almost every afternoon. Black coffee. No sugar. Always polite. Always calm. One day he stayed longer than usual. They started talking. At first it was just small conversations. School. The city. Dreams for the future. Emily liked how easy it was to talk to him. Michael liked how young she was. How she laughed. How she looked at him with admiration. It made him feel younger. Important. Alive again. And that feeling became something dangerous. 3 months later, Michael told Emily something that wasn't true. "I used to be married," he said casually. Emily looked surprised. "Used to?" "Yes," he answered smoothly. "We separated a long time ago." The lie left his mouth easily. 18 years of marriage erased in a single sentence. Emily believed him. Why wouldn't she? She was 19. She had never learned how complicated people could be. And so their relationship began. Quiet dinners. Secret meetings. Long conversations that stretched past midnight. Michael told himself it was harmless. Just excitement. Just something new. But every lie builds a wall between truth and reality. And eventually that wall always collapses. Sarah discovered the truth on an ordinary Tuesday night. Michael was in the shower. His phone vibrated on the table. She wasn't the type of wife who checked phones. 18 years of trust had never required it. But the screen lit up. A message appeared. "Emily, I miss you already." Sarah's heart skipped. She stared at the name. Emily. Her hands trembled as she picked up the phone. More messages appeared. Photos. Selfies. Smiling faces. A young girl with bright eyes and long hair. Sarah felt the world around her grow strangely quiet. Then she read Michael's reply. "Michael, you make me feel young again." The phone slipped from her hand onto the table. For a moment she couldn't breathe. 18 years. Reduced to a few messages. That night Sarah waited in the living room. When Michael walked out of the bedroom, he saw her sitting in the dark. "Sarah? Why are the lights off?" Her voice was calm. "Who is Emily?" Michael froze. His face turned pale. "Where did you hear that name?" She slowly lifted his phone from the table. "You forgot to hide this." Silence filled the room. Michael sat down slowly. It's not what you think. Sarah laughed softly. A painful sound. That sentence always means exactly what I think. Michael rubbed his face. It just happened. Just happened. Sarah repeated. You don't accidentally love someone for months. He didn't deny it. That silence answered everything. Tears filled Sarah's eyes. 18 years, Michael. Her voice broke. 18 years, and you replace me with a 19-year-old girl. A few days later, Sarah did something unexpected. She went to the cafe. Emily stood behind the counter, smiling politely. Can I help you? Sarah looked at the girl carefully. She looked so young, so unaware. Yes, Sarah said quietly. You can. Emily tilted her head. How? Sarah took a slow breath. My name is Sarah Mitchell. Emily waited politely. Then Sarah said the words that changed everything. I'm Michael's wife. Emily's smile disappeared instantly. What? Sarah placed a photo on the counter. Their wedding photo. 18 years earlier. Emily stared at it. Her face turned white. No, he said he was divorced. Sarah closed her eyes briefly. He lied. Emily stepped backward. Tears filled her eyes. I didn't know. Sarah believed her. The shock on the girl's face was real. Emily whispered, Oh my God, I'm so sorry. But some apologies arrived too late. That night Sarah confronted Michael again. She didn't know, Sarah said. Michael looked ashamed. I was going to tell her. When? Sarah asked. After our 20th anniversary. He didn't answer. Sarah packed a suitcase slowly. Michael's voice trembled. You're leaving? Sarah nodded. I stayed loyal for 18 years. She zipped the suitcase. But I won't stay where I'm not respected. Michael stepped forward. Sarah, please. We can fix this. She shook her head. Some things don't get fixed. Her eyes filled with tears. They just end. Emily ended the relationship the same week. When Michael told her the full truth, she felt sick. You lied to me, she said. I didn't mean to hurt anyone, Michael replied. Emily shook her head. You hurt everyone. She walked away. Michael lost both women within a month. His marriage ended. His affair collapsed. And the apartment that once held 18 years of memories felt painfully empty. 6 months later, Sarah moved into a smaller apartment across the city. Life felt strange, quiet, lonely, but also peaceful. One morning she stood by the window watching the sunrise over the skyline. Her phone buzzed. A message from an old friend inviting her for coffee. Sarah smiled. For the first time in months, the pain in her chest felt lighter. Because sometimes losing someone is not the end of your life. Sometimes it is the beginning of finding yourself again. She whispered softly to the empty room. 18 years were not wasted. They were lessons, memories, proof that she once loved deeply, and proof that she was strong enough to walk away when that love was no longer returned. Sarah picked up her coat and stepped outside into the bright morning. The city was loud and alive. And for the first time in a long time, so was she.